Yo! Yes, everybody, we are back with some more One Piece! Wahoo! And ladies and gentlemen, I need to voice my frustrations. Obviously, as I am going throughout my One Piece journey, there are so many things that I am loving. There are some things that I don't necessarily care for, but overall, I am absolutely loving the world of One Piece. I am loving the character interactions, the world building. If you guys have seen my video on that, I absolutely think the world building in One Piece is next level. And one of the biggest parts of One Piece that I really enjoy is the Straw Hat crew themselves. How they're such a tight-knit, found family, and they would all do anything for each other. Obviously, that's why Whole Cake Island was so emotional when Luffy and Sanji had their bout, quote-unquote. Especially in the anime voice performances were absolutely fantastic. And originally when I was going for this video was going to be next in my Why Blank Matters series. And this video was going to be Why Chopper Matters. But as I started digging more into the video and thinking about it, I came to realize, does Chopper really matter all that much? At this current point, Oda doesn't really treat him like so. It's very frustrating. When Chopper was first introduced back all the way in Drum Island many years ago, when I was going through Drum Island for my reviews, that was the first time I had ever cried reading One Piece. His backstory was so emotional. Anything with animals really tends to get me, and it really tends to make me emotional. That's why Homeward Bound is one of the saddest movies in all of American cinema. But you have this cute little anthropomorphic reindeer who wants to become a doctor, and he inadvertently poisons his own father figure. Yet this same father figure is this great, highly respected man by those who actually know him. And he seems to be a kook by those that don't know him, and they think that he's just kind of this quack, but his heart is in the right place. And he gives Chopper all of these fantastic moments of wisdom. A man's dream never dies, and that's why we raise this pirate flag and all of this. You have Chopper going on this perilous journey and getting beat severely and coming back, and that moment there really shook me personally, because I mean he's cute, man. I don't want to see that. But to find out that he did all of that for naught is absolutely tragic. And at the very end of Drum Island, when you have Kudaha show off the pink flower petals and you have Chopper screaming out, crying, like the moment, like, it's pink, like, that, and the music really got me. The anime tends to make me cry more than the manga does in One Piece sometimes. I think it's because of the vocal performances as well as the use of music. And Chopper was still heavily present for a lot of pre-time skip One Piece. In Skypiea, he has his own fight, he has his own little bout with Guiezao, I believe his name is. He accompanies Sanji in Water 7 and Enies Lobby. You have that fantastic monster Chopper moment at Enies Lobby as well. So Chopper was all over the place pre-time skip. But then you go to post-time skip One Piece, and I get frustrated because I'm like, well, what the hell is happening? And this started back in Thriller Bark, in my personal opinion. I've talked about how in Thriller Bark, I was surprised this wasn't a Chopper-focused arc. Chopper talked about, this great doctor, he's revered in the medicine world, and I want to get so much game off him. I want to get his autograph. I love all of your work. And while yes, Chopper is disgusted by the actions that Dr. Hogback performs, we don't really get a huge standout moment for Chopper. I thought it was going to be Chopper and Brooks' arc, but it's really just Brooks. And while yes, he is about to give him the suplex special, but unfortunately ends up getting interrupted by Oars, it just felt like there was a plan there that Oda unfortunately could not act on. I felt very similarly with Punk Hazard as well. Again, I thought that was going to be a very Chopper heavy arc. You have, again, this evil mad scientist experimenting on these kids. And while Chopper, again, is revolted and he has some nice interactions with some of the young ones and he's trying to save their lives. You have Candy, or whatever her name is. And he's obviously sad because she ate all of the candy so the other kids wouldn't eat it. Chopper doesn't really have, again, too many standout moments in Punk Hazard as well. I thought, again, that was going to be a heavily focused Chopper arc, but no, we get stuff on Caesar, we get stuff on Law, as well as Kinemon. Now, do I understand that it is hard to write 7, 8 main characters in a crew? I understand that. I get it. Not every arc is going to be focused on one particular person. Luffy is the main character. I understand. But when you have characters like Sanji, who have gotten their much needed shine of their own, and Chopper hasn't had his in over 10 years at this point. I wonder, where did we lose the plot with his character? And I knew something was going to be weird when we have what I'm going to call, for the sake of this video, the Pikachu-fication of Chopper post-time skip. I knew with his design, when he got a lot more cute, he got a little less chunky, and his head got a little bigger. I was like, I don't know, chat. He might be getting sidelined. Now, I suppose that you can make some of this argument for some of the other members in the Straw Hat crew who haven't done a whole lot. But even if you look at something like Dressrosa, Usopp has a fantastic moment in Dressrosa. Robin does a lot in Dressrosa. Frankie does a bit in Dressrosa. The only other Straw Hat that I think that has been a little more neglected is Brook. Again, I am in Act 3 of Onigashima at the moment, so I'm not finished with Wano. I'm not finished with Elbaf. I haven't started Elbaf. I have not started Egghead. So that is subject to change. But according to some of the people I've talked to, not really. Chopper feels more like a mascot for the Straw Hat crew. He doesn't feel like he has too many standout moments, man. He feels like he's just kind of there. I thought Chopper was going to have a bigger presence in Zao. You have the Minks, you have all of this Animal Kingdom stuff. I thought they would have been more hostile and they would have treated Chopper like a ambassador. But that didn't really happen. We have, the Minks having this prophecy that they'll work with these saviors and all of that nice stuff from the Wano prophecy. And Chopper has some cute moments with Carrot, but again, he's just kind of there. It makes me sad, but I definitely feel like Momonosuke has had more shine in a story than Chopper has for the past 200-300 chapters or so. In Whole Cake Island, did he really do anything? No, he was just kind of waiting for Sanji and running around with Carrot. It makes me sad because I love this little character, and it feels like Oda does not know how to escalate his doctor role. You have Zoro becoming a stronger swordsman. You have Sanji facing his dark past with his family. You have Luffy slowly becoming stronger, becoming a better leader, leading more people towards freedom. You have Robin being integral in deciphering the poneglyphs, and her entire saga in Enies Lobby and Water 7 was absolutely masterful. Frankie's still kind of there, but he does some stuff. He gets a little shine here and there. Brook, I don't know what the hell was going on with Brook. I don't know, man. Brook feels like a Gad character to me. I want to like Brook more. People say that he was super clutch in Whole Cake Island, and while yes, he did get some of the blueprints, it just feels like some of these other Straw Hat characters aren't necessarily being challenged like some of these other ones, like Zoro, like Sanji, like Luffy. They're not really having a crossroads or something to break out from. I'm not looking for fights. I mean, yes, you have some of these smaller fights, which are fine, but I'm looking for larger character moments, and we don't really get to see that with Chopper, man. It sucks. Like a world-class doctor in the most dangerous world in fiction, Chopper should have a way bigger role. And part of this comes from the fact that One Piece has kind of a lack of stakes to an extent. No Straw Hat member has been seriously injured, and that injury has carried on, aside from Luffy getting poisoned, taking years off his life, but Chopper wasn't present for that. Well, yes, Luffy did have that poison in the prison in Wano, but that was a real quick one-page thing that Chopper did, and he was like, oh, he's gonna be fine. Chopper should have been the crew's biological warfare expert. He should have had a way bigger interaction and rivalry with Caesar than what he originally got. I feel like Chopper got robbed. The Zoan Rumble Fruit evolution could have been scary and fascinating, seeing Monster Chopper kind of morph and evolve to bigger and greater heights. I mean, maybe give him some hockey. I don't know. Chopper with Conqueror's hockey. No, don't do that. But give him something, man. We're getting into Z Fighter territory with some of this stuff, man. I understand that not all the Straw Hats are going to be great fighters. I get that. I understand. But it does feel like we're constantly getting into areas of, oh my god, where's Sanji? Where's Zoro? Where's Luffy? Come save us. I would like some of these other Straw Hat members to be confident fighters on their own. Even Nami has gotten a little bit of evolution with one of Big Mom's clouds, with Zeus, right? Chopper honestly should be closer to a strategist or a battlefield medic, but he feels like this kid that it just kind of accompanies the Straw Hat crew. I understand that Chopper is very cute and it's fine, but we're getting to the point where he feels infantilized. He feels like just the crew's baby. He's like the Jeff the Land Shark of the Straw Hat crew. Now, yes, Chopper does still anchor emotional beats when Oda focuses on him. He's one of the crew's purest hearts. He's an essential doctor and he's a morale booster, and his innocence is deliberately preserved, but it's not forgotten. I just think that Oda does go a little hard when it comes to Chopper's innocence, and he feels naive. Not naive in a gag sense, like you have the joke that he has with Robin where he's like, oh, don't read too much because you'll turn to a bookworm. But it does feel like Chopper just doesn't really understand the gravity of certain situations sometimes. It's just frustrating because I feel like Chopper isn't useless. He's just underutilized. Fans love him, but we want more from him. He deserves the same narrative of respect the other Straw Hats get. And the disrespect of Chopper isn't about what he can't do. It's about what we aren't being shown. Hopefully something changes once I get to Egghead. Hopefully something changes once I reach Elbaf. I know some people have said that Usopp has a very similar problem, but I don't think so. I think Usopp still has a presence in the story, especially coming off of Dressrosa, which that moment actually had me crying tears of laughter. That moment with gold. Oh, stop! That was a fantastic moment. But I definitely think that Usopp's gonna have his time to shine relatively here soon. Usopp mentioned the Elbaf Giants, and I can't really see Oda ending that arc without giving him something. That doesn't really make sense to me. So we'll see. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of Chopper's character at this point. Do you guys think that Chopper is underutilized? Do you think that he's overutilized? Do you think that Oda just forgot that Chopper exists? I'm very curious to see what you guys think. It's me, boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. You guys make sure you take care of yourselves and have a good one. Peace. I think my girlfriend's dog just went.